Hello guys, si Keshan Veloso ulit ito at welcome sa episode 48 ng laro tayo ng Shadowrun Hong Kong Extended Edition. So tuloy na natin tong game natin. Last episode guys, sinimulan natin tong bagong run natin, tong whistleblower. So game. The ride out to the Naichi is nerve-wracking. Captain Jomo seems an expert pilot, but massive waves threaten to scuttle his small boat at every turn. Deep thunder rolls in the distance, and at the edge of your vision, lightning occasionally illuminates your target, the MV Naichi. As Jomo pulls your small craft directly up to the bow of the Naichi, where you're least likely to be spotted, he throws a rope ladder up over the side, hustling you aboard before pulling away. Time to get to work. Okay, so ito. Sabi sa atin ni Isobel, tignan daw natin to sa last episode nung tumigil tayo, tignan daw natin to terminal na to. This is a simple interface for the Naichi's above deck system. Drainage, running lights, water pressure, and cameras. Most of the systems seem to be basic enough that you wouldn't be able to do much with them. The camera feeds don't appear to be being broadcast to the bridge. You're going straight to recording. With a little work, you could change that and get a better view of the deck. So, have Isabel hack the camera feeds. Hindi na. Decking 5 naman meron tayo yan Rewire the camera feeds to gain access. A few moments later, you've rebooted the top deck cameras and patched them over to your comlink. Nobody on the ship will know, but you have a great view of the guards. It looks like these cameras are isolated from the below deck cameras, however. To gain access to those, you'll have to get inside the ship. Okay, camera, so tayo ngayon papunta. Kailangan iwasan natin itong mga guards. Teka. Yung isa hindi gumagalaw, so paano ba natin ito gagawin? Teka. Hindi na natin makita kung nasan Itong isa ito, hindi gumagalaw. So asan yung isa? Ito. Nakita tayo kagad. Saan na? Crap. Nasaan? Okay, katabi lang natin. Pasaway. At least stand ka for a while. Sino to? Si Isabel. One down. Sayang nagmintis. Ito na lang. At teka. Sayang. Sayang mintis. Okay. Kaligtas tayo doon. Hintayin mo natin umalis yung isang to. Nakakita ka agad na. Gusto mga to hindi. Okay.
malapit. Kapit. A line of sight block. Okay, fine. Konti, di makita. Okay. Makita. Copy. Okay, buhay pa rin. Tawid tayo. Tas ako pa tayo ng karma point. Nice.
As you creep down into the deck, the ship is eerily quiet. The sound of the withering storm is muted to low moans of wind and shuddering vibrations. When lightning strikes, collecting yourself, you listen carefully for any other sounds. Nothing. Your presence on the ship appears to be as yet unnoticed. Squeezing water out of her ropes of hair, Gabbett nods in satisfaction. Nicely done. We're almost the goods, and the rest of the ship's got no idea we're here. Fighting down here will definitely get their attention though. Let's play it smart. We get the goods, radio our pickup, and get out. Exactly, let's wrap this job. Let's take it slow. No mistakes this far in. Okay, sige. Keep your eyes open, Seattle. We've gotten this far by being careful. No reason to change that now. I'd like to get home without any extra lead in my body. Okay. Get this now. Get the project data. 4. May mabibili ba tayo ng 4? Wala yata. Biotech. Actually, hindi ko naman habol yan eh. Strength ang hinahabol natin. Kailangan mabili natin itong ano eh. Level 6 na close combat. Tsaka itong ano, unarmed. So, exit. Save natin. Okay. So, okay. May room na open ito. Anong nandito? Ano yun? Diagnostic computer. This computer appears to be for monitoring and controlling ship systems, power routing, alarm systems, and bilge pumps. Like everything else on the Naichi, it's an absolute piece of junk that doesn't even have a VR interface. Just a touchscreen and keyboard. Hey, you know what? I bet we could screw with the guards down here using this computer. Throw them away to a different deck or something. Investigate the power routine routing systems. Investigate the alarm systems. Ito muna, sige. The power routing system appears to be connected only to some low-level ship functions, sewage control, HVAC, and backup battery control. It doesn't look like there's much you can do with those. So, balik tayo sa alarm systems. This alarm system doesn't seem connected with the actual security alarms. It appears to be primarily a voltage and short-out protection system that engages if there's a power overload somewhere on the ship. A few tweaks and you could probably fake a voltage overload elsewhere on the ship. Sige, fake an alarm. Sige, gawin natin. Para mabawasan ng yung mga gwardiya. After a few adjustments, you set off a system test alarm on sea deck. It won't fool anyone for long, but they'll have to go to sea deck to make sure it's not a real alarm. Okay, go. Ayan. May lumabas na cards. So, ano nandito? Ito. Ano yun? This panel's door is hanging open. The wires inside sparking constantly, occasionally. It looks like someone was recently in the process of working on the cabling but was called away. This might provide useful access to ship systems. Searching through the wires and cables, it looks like someone was in the process of upgrading the internal camera system for the Naichi. They've left the wires exposed. Anyone with basic electronics knowledge could patch their comlink into the feed. Okay. Intelligence 5. Have Isabel hack cameras. Kaya naman eh. Have rack to read ata. Utusan pa natin kasamahan natin. Kaya naman. You deftly rewire the panel's electronics, and shortly thereafter, your comlinks begin receiving the ship's camera feeds. So dito may bantay, hindi pwede dyan. Summons a force to fire elemental. This fetish consumed when used. Manage. Actually, dapat sa kanya, pero... sige. Siya ang ano natin eh. Sige, siya na. Siya naman kasi yung ano talaga eh. Siya yung shaman eh. Grenade. Dapat kay ano yan eh. Kay ano bagay yan, kay Duncan. Hindi natin siya kasama eh.
manage. Bigyan natin sa bigyan natin kay ano na. Dito na kay Raptor. Okay. Ito yung target natin. So, diretso. Mamaya tayo babalik doon sa kabila. Ito muna. Dito yung target natin eh. Kay Isabel. Okay. Dito muna tayo, teka. Isa-isa natin itong mga rooms. Ito wala. Okay, wala. Okay. Dito muna. Explore natin mamaya. Okay. Nakita na natin yung target. The cold storage tank and attendant machinery are lit from within the organic soup by flickering baleful lights. The tank containing Omega sequence number 3588 number 358G tugs quietly with the hum of pumps and coolant. As you look at the tank, the fluid shifts and there is a soft thump as a mass of organic matter drifts up against the glass. A pale, lidless eye stares at you from within the tank. The face it resides in is a ruined mess of tumors and scabrous pustules. A mutated mass of and indeterminate growths dominating what should be the nose and mouth region. As you look, it fixes its lone eye upon you, the pupil flickering back and forth as it tracks your motions. Crap ba yan? Gabbett gasps and quickly slaps a palm up against the tank. She peers at it intently for a few seconds, and a deep shudder rolls through her body. She turns to you, her voice barely above a whisper. Tank, this thing is alive. I don't think it's intelligent, but it's definitely living, despite being mostly made of cancer and disease. Ano ba yan? We need to shut this life support system down, Gabbett. Nothing deserves to live in this condition. He still glances at the creature, putting one hand to her mouth to stifle a retch. Gabbett leans closer to the tank, still whispering, "Only a few more minutes, Master. You'll be at peace." Masaway. Eastern Tiger Cool Core Pro, version 2.2.6. Please input commands. Take samples and turn off power. Okay, nakuha na natin. After a few moments of whirring, a small drawer opens to present you with a rack of vials, each one containing a scrap of tissue. You power down the machinery, the lights in the vat dim, and the creature slowly closes its single eye. As the last hum of power fades, the creature drifts away from the glass. Okay, that's... Ano yung item na yun? Check nga natin. Ano nakuha natin dito? A series of tissue samples from the Omega sequence number 358D medical storage locker. Okay, isa naman.
Eastern Tiger File OS 2.2.1 Files Development Diary Project Overview Development Diary Phenotypic Alteration Development Diary Longevity Research. Please select File Data. Data 1. Initial research into metagenics presents a singular challenge. To wit, the study not of genes themselves, but of the interaction between genetic and the unseen world of astral space. If the creation of a particular metatype or magically expressed phenotype was as simple as the recombination of given amino acid sequences, then the creation of mages would be as simple as the expression of a given eye color or skin tone. Unfortunately, such expressions are far more complex. The expression of traits previously considered to be supernatural is a complex interplay between mundane DNA, the condition of ambient manosphere at the time of development, and the interactions between genes and what we have dubbed astral shadows. Any research into this is fraught with difficulty due to their resistance to traditional, that is to say, technological instruments. Ergo, Omega sequence number 358G is a project decoupled from the usual safeguards against project overruns. We have been granted extensive magical assistance in our pursuit of higher metagenic understanding, as well as autonomy from legal concerns. As such, Omega sequence project materials must be kept in Eastern Tiger secured facilities only. Deviation from this may result in local law enforcement interest, and subsequent cleanup costs can be prohibitive. Okay. Tignan naman natin yung file number 2. Phenotypic alteration is the key process which allows for the Omega sequence project to progress. Ordinarily, an organism's phenotype is set and cannot be changed after a very early point in development. Morphology, phenology, replication processes. Any alteration in the coding sequence of a living organism is invariably fatal, exception in the case of the Omega sequence. A combination of alkylating agents, ambient mana control, and potent alpha emitters allow us to control the replication of the Omega sequence metagene. This is accomplished through alteration of the interaction between DNA and their astral shadows, the building blocks of metagenics and mana-based abilities. To understand this concept, consider an Indonesian shadow play. The story one watches is not of the puppets, but the shadows they cast. A skillful puppeteer manipulates not just the puppets, but the space between the screen and the viewer. So too is it with metagenics. Magical aptitude, metagenic traits, and formerly unknown parazoology are revealed when mana levels reach a sufficient point to allow those astral shadows of DNA to engage in their delicate, powerful dance of replication. Ang lalim ng mga terms dito ah. To change the metagenics of an organism, we do not manipulate only the subject's DNA, but the space between the DNA and the astral plane. We cast the requisite shadows, engendering change that cannot be explained solely by base pairs, alleles, and nucleotides. Control is our challenge. Control is a delicate art. It requires patience and perseverance, as well as scientific acumen. But with a fine enough degree of control, we will be able to replicate magical abilities, trait expression, and black swan effects. What are these black swan traits? Individuals born during events with What are these black swan traits? Individuals born during events which cause ambient mana to spike have been known to express extreme magical potential, and meta traits not possessed by the majority of their metatype. Research into Homo sapiens nobilis subjects from during the awakening, for instance, indicate that ordinary elven longevity simply does not apply. That there is no upper bound to their telometric regeneration. Effectively, they appear to be immortal. Ang lalim ng mga terminology dito Okay, final one. File number 3. The goal of the Omega Sequence project is to harness and unlock these black swan meta traits, beginning with the question of the longevity factor in Homo sapiens nobilis. Treatments for extending human lifespans already exist, of course. Organ transplantation can extend life up to 50 years, and leonization treatments can theoretically extend life for several hundreds, yet the drawbacks of these are apparent to any who scratch the surface. Ang lalim masyado ng lore nitong game na to. Leonization is prohibitively expensive and erodes the patient's essence. With every treatment, leading to eventual systematic collapse, organ transplants can preserve the body, but plaques build up in the patient's neural tissue, and the patient must take a cornucopia of immunosuppressants for the duration of their life. True longevity lies in preventing aging from occurring at all. Omega sequence number 358G represents our most advanced metagenic prototype yet. Preliminary results indicate that the last clone's age will lock at 19 years and progress no further. In order to test this, we have induced artificial aging of the clone through our fast-grow organ replacement process. Unfortunately, this has led to an explosive cancer and mutation rate, rendering it non-viable for any other type of metagenic research. Even so, the value of this test subject cannot be overstated. Okay, lalim Okay, download data. And nakuha na natin yan. So, you downloaded the data, wiping all traces of it off of the computer. Okay. With the data and tissue sample secured, you are ready to make your exit from the Naichi, pulling your comlink, your comlink that you dial, Ba't ganyan yung, ano ba yung text na yan? Dapat wala na yung U na yun eh. Pulling your comlink, you dial Captain Jomo. The Malaysian orc's face springs to life on your comlink. His tusky maw spread in a grin. Jomo is listening. You ready for a pickup, my friend? We're standing by and have eyes on the ship. Make it fast. Things might heat up. Come get us. We're done here. Ito na lang. Easy, yeah. We'll be there in a few minutes. Be ready right where we dropped you off, friend. With that, Jomo disconnects the call. In a few minutes, the only thing between you and Hong Kong will be the open ocean. Excuse me, guys. The last detail is to inform the Johnson everything is complete and have him transfer payment. You rapidly dial the number kindly Chen gave you for Taigath. The elf on the screen has the bearing of someone with no time for pleasantries, and his tone is flat when he speaks. This is Taigath. Is the task done? We're done here. We can release the data at a time and site of your choosing. The cargo was heavily guarded, but we're done here. It was easy and quick. Are you ready to transfer payment? Ito na lang. That was swiftly done. Unfortunately, there's been a complication. I can't transfer you your payment until we meet in person. I've had a tail on me since I arranged the run with Kindly Cheng. I think the Soul Pass have caught up with me and are watching to see what I'm up to. I can shake the tail, but I need to ensure my safety before this is done with. I can help with that, but it will cost you. Frankly, that's not my problem. Ito na lang. Target grimaces, but nods his head in agreement. After a few seconds, I'll pay whatever it takes to get them off of my back. If I can't, my family's still dead. I have a safe house in Ho Chung village that I set up before landing here. Meet me there. Call me when you're close, and I'll shake the tail. As long as we get it handled in a hurry, I should be clear to get out of Hong Kong. I guess we don't have much choice. You'd better have the money when I get there. My rates just went up significantly. Ito. We can discuss whatever extra payment you think is fair once we meet in person. You disconnect the call and packet your comlink. Things just got a whole lot more complicated. I don't like this one bit, Tank. Last minute plan changes are the fastest way to get killed, especially if somebody bloodthirsty like the Soul Pass rings are involved. This whole thing stinks. Sure does, but how else are we gonna get paid? You have any better ideas about how to handle this? Sige, subukan natin kung may information siya. Listen, just keep your eyes open and be ready for anything. I want to come home in one piece, okay? As you start to move away from the Omega sequence cargo, you realize your comlink is buzzing with an incoming call. Pulling it back out of your pocket, you answer. Meron na namang ano ba to? The caller's Huang Jaemin. The caller's expression is pleasant, but there is a level of unspoken menace in his eyes. The glint of killer. Dapat may ayan eh. The glint of a killer. Good evening, Tank. My name is Huang Jaemin, and I represent the Blue Heaven Solpa ring. I've just become aware that you are in possession of data and tissue samples from Project Omega sequence number 358G. I would like those samples, and I'm willing to pay you for them. Who are you, and how did you get this number? I'm not in the habit of backing out of a deal. What makes you think I have these items? Ito na lang. Quite frankly, your employer doesn't know the first thing about Matrix security. We've hacked his comlink and his rental car. I simply redialed you once you called him. My apologies for such an unorthodox introduction. A man of your stature should be afforded more respect, but the time is short. I understand you are an associate of Candy Cheng. My own organization is far too trivial to have attracted her notice, but I believe you can help me change that. Merely doing business with you will increase our standing a great deal. And since I have information that may save your life, perhaps we can come to an arrangement. Cut the flattery and tell me what you know. What do you mean save my life? Hang up. What do you mean save my life? The Blue Haven ring has been retained by Eastern Tiger in order to prevent the theft of the Omega sequence data and samples, the very things you have just taken. Your employer, whose full name is Taiga Wright, has been attempting to acquire them for some time. Ala. The entire reason the data and samples are being shipped to Seoul is because of a botched Shadowrun, one on the Eastern Tiger facility in Tacoma, where the project was being developed. Tiger Wright was the Johnson for that run. Ben? Your employer is not who he is. Your employer is not who he says he is, nor are his motives pure. He was never employed by Eastern Tiger, and has no family in Seoul. As near as I have been able to determine, he is an agent of the Tier Tarmguire Information Secretariat, a spy if you will. Okay biglang lumalim So why does he want the data? What's a Tier Elf doing hitting Eastern Tiger? Ito na lang. I'm not certain, but I suspect that the Council of Princess has an interest in suppressing research into elven longevity. Every scientist working on the question of potential elven immortality has been disgraced or timer na. Tapusin lang natin ang dialogue na to, guys, tas end na natin. Potential elven immortality has been disgraced or disappeared, except for those employed by Eastern Tiger. I suspect that the elves have secrets they'd rather not have the rest of the world know. Wrights attempted to intercept Eastern Tiger's cargo at every port it's landed at. The strike in Tacoma was only the first. There was a second attempt in Perth, and a third near the Riau Islands against the very ship you're now on. Don't think for a moment that Wright will hesitate to kill you as soon as you hand the data over to him. Okay? Gonna. So what do you say? I pay you for the data you have, and both of us can eliminate Wright and whatever hired guns he's brought along. I think this is a fair arrangement. Okay, I don't like being lied to. If Wright double crosses me, I'll kill him myself. No deal. I don't believe you. These experiments are horrible. Ito na lang. Excellent. With any luck, we'll both come out of this richer. I will send you a location. Message me when you arrive, and we can perform a handoff there. And deal with Wright afterwards. I give you my word that you and yours will be unharmed, so long as you deliver the items I have requested. Okay, fine. Bagong update sa mission natin. So, escape na lang. So, teka. Save na muna natin dito, guys. Timer na eh. Ano na tayo eh. Tuloy na lang natin next time. So, teka. Okay. Okay guys, Kersan Balao sa signing off. Next episode na lang ulit.